Token Metrics is a cryptocurrency investment platform that helps users leverage machine learning to become better crypto investors. Our in-depth analysis helps eliminate the emotions of investing, find profitable investment opportunities, and filters out scams. Learn more at tokenmetrics.com.
We are live. Welcome to the Market Update Show, brought to you by tokenmetrics.com. If you need a roadmap in crypto and you need to make money in crypto, then like and subscribe to this channel. Omar from London, hi, first on the stream. Welcome. Now, can you believe this market, right? Something else. Stay tuned right here with me, with Token Metrics, to get up to date, up to the minute information and analysis of how to best navigate this market. Bloke Harry, Crypto, Brown Sugar, Chris, Stephen, Juliet, welcome. Welcome to the show. Now, this is a unique type of show in the sense that I'm going to do the market update, except I'm going to do it kind of slower because the market's going down and I want to help you both manage risk and define opportunity, right? And I'm going to try to take one or two questions at the end, right? Because I know on a day like today, okay, you probably got a lot of questions. All right. So without further yip yap, this is your market update. The parking lot, where to park money and where to have bids below in the event of a shakeout that lasts today, Friday, December 3rd, and possibly into next week. Now, let's start with fear in legacy. We've been starting with this last 3 days just to track it. So you can see in the yellow box in the bottom right-hand corner that legacy in the middle of November had no fear at all, zero. Then all of a sudden, Omicron and inflation appeared. And when you're supposed to have what they call a Santa rally in stocks, instead, we're having a Santa shakeout, where it looks like rallies are getting sold in stocks. Now, let's look at the stock futures chart. So I put up a 4-hour chart, and in the top right corner, I put in what's called a Wyckoff distribution top. Now, both charts are complicated. So let me give you a verbal explanation. A market makes several attempts at a new high while going sideways. The final new high really is not that exciting. It's kind of like a fake breakout. Then the market goes down, it sits, and then it really slumps and declines. Now, I'm bringing this up because, you know, when you see these big down days, particularly in either stocks or crypto, these get circulated a lot on YouTube. And I actually use this at a firm I used to work at to find the bottom between 3,000 and 4,000, you know, when after Bitcoin bear market. So Wyckoff is useful, and Wyckoff is working in stocks. That could be one of the reasons of many why stocks are falling, you know, fundamentals and technicals. Now, let's take that work and see if we can apply it to Bitcoin and see if it matters. So as you know, Bitcoin tried to rush up and make a big new high, all right, and then it failed, right? It went from 68 to 58, and now really all I've been telling you about Bitcoin is that it's stuck. Basically, I tell you it's stuck, and I go to the next slide. Then I pulled off the Wyckoff example in the bottom left, and I'm like, one thing I noticed in the Wyckoff example is that there is a stuck period after the initial decline, right? So there's this like stuck period before the next decline starts. So what's the point? Well, if stocks are, I don't know, in trouble, and a lot of legacy firms that hold stocks also hold Bitcoin, brace yourself, but Bitcoin might be in trouble. I mean, now in trouble for Bitcoin in the new era probably means from, 58 to 56 to 50 to 52. So it's not like the 40 or 45% declines that may, or 45% declines that, you may be used to, but we have to at least ask ourselves, is there a case for Bitcoin to go lower? Yes. The next question is, what do we do if and when it happens? Like, what's the next idea to come up with to say, all right, I'm going to protect myself, and then I'm going to look to buy stuff after they get done killing it. Okay, so let's look at ETH. ETH, I really did think was going to go through 4,700, and Mr. Market had different ideas, right? It just can't get through that level. 44.25 is support. I'll show another chart later. That's why I'm taking kind of a slow approach today. All right. So I guess if ETH breaks 44.25, you can see 42.50. I think ETH, because of the burn, is where smart money is going to park money in crypto to stay out of, sort of a bigger decline in speculative alts, and to stay out of any potential selling in Bitcoin. Now, I've been getting a lot of inquiries on XRP. XRP is in a range. Currently, it's trading at the bottom of a range, and that doesn't exactly make for exciting TV. So I pulled out Fibonacci circle analysis that I did on XRP way back when. And I'm noticing that XRP is having a really hard time getting through levels anywhere between $1 and $1.20 that show up from this unusual type of analysis. So if you're in XRP, you have to be in it because you believe there's going to be a fundamental shift, right? There's going to be a court case win, a big buyer coming in. Something is going to happen on the legal and regulatory front to propel XRP higher. So if you own it, okay, I think that has to be your mindset. If people start saying, okay, I'm holding it, I'm getting upset, I don't understand why it's not going up, is support going to hold? Again, you have to return to the reason why you got in it to begin with, right? If you're in it because you think there's going to be a legal and regulatory shift, okay, that can take time. All right. Now, if the fact that it's kind of slumping is upsetting you, not investment advice, but maybe you need to look at the size of your position in XRP, right? Everyone talks about where's support, where's resistance, when's it going up, is it going to go down? Wait a second. What's the size of your position? And are you nervous because of the price action or because you're too invested? Again, if there's a breakout, you can always jump in on that. But if your position is too big, you're losing sleep, you need to rethink. I always tell people the best investment strategy is the one that helps you sleep at night. Okay, Galaxy Digital, my favorite crypto stock and crypto indicator. I wanted it to hold at 28. I didn't want to think this was a repeat of what happened in April. I didn't want to think it, but guess what? Mr. Market doesn't care what really anybody wants to think. Mr. Market tells you what the deal is. And right now, Mr. Market is just crushing Galaxy below support at 28. This is one of the things that makes me nervous about Bitcoin, right? Galaxy is very invested in gaming. They were underappreciated for doing so. That's probably why this thing rallied from 23 to 46. But now I'm starting to wonder if it's getting hammered because of a possible problem in Bitcoin and because people in general are just de-risking. What does de-risking mean? Well, that is kind of when institutions just say, oh, wait a minute. You know what? This volatility is too scary. Omicron, inflation, oh my God, reduce the position. Because they want to sleep at night too, right? That's why I started with whatever helps you sleep at night. Right now, what's helping people sleep at night is to sell things like Bitcoin and Galaxy Digital. Now, look at this grotesque price action in Coinbase's stock. Okay. So, Coinbase's stock did nothing but go up as metaverse and alt season and all that was happening. And now, frankly, it's getting monkey hammered. So when I look at this, I go, if the stocks are a leading indicator of things like Bitcoin, is there an uh-oh moment here where we have to look at risk management and we have to look at it as an opportunity? Because if you miss stuff like the metaverse, right, any washout in stocks and Bitcoin could give you an opportunity to get involved in a trade that you were like, oh my God, I missed it. I missed it. Maybe you haven't missed it. Okay, the Kraken Daily Index from tokenmetrics.com. Okay, it is, I think, the best indicator as to what the market has been telling you going on a couple of months. Honestly, it's the best reason to have a subscription to check out the daily, weekly, and monthly indices for both Kraken, KuCoin, and other exchanges, okay, coming forward. Honestly, it's been the best over the last 2 months, and we're adding like 5 more exchanges coming soon. So what does this tell you? Well, notice they got 27% parked in Ethereum, and they got another 20% roughly parked in Matic. Now, Matic has been doing well, but this feels like the AI is going, okay, wait a minute. These momentum trades are rolling over, and we're going to park money in almost like stable cryptos. So crypto can be all over the place, but I'm noticing that, even though there is Aavegotchi still in there, the Kraken index for the moment is parking money. Okay, now Matic is doing well. Like I was saying, it's gone from $1.60 to $2.40. This idea of a layer 2 solution for Ethereum has picked up steam, right? Particularly since things like Avalanche and whatnot have like seemingly run out of gas, which is a bummer. Okay, so if indices and AI are parking money in a nice, slow-moving uptrend, what does that tell you? Well, obviously, somebody wants to buy Matic. Matic can head for 3. We've sort of brought that up a couple times. I think the better idea is, money's kind of getting parked in a quiet place, right? And this is something we need to take note of. Now, Luna, okay, a place where you can do a lot of things with DeFi, gaming. We covered yesterday on our live stream with our fundamental crypto analysts about the case for Luna and why Luna is an altcoin that you need to keep an eye on, whether it's a bull market or a bear market. Now, one of the things that Luna is doing is, it's like burning its supply faster than even ETH is. It's a place where DeFi and gaming, okay, are becoming prevalent, and it has very high yields on stable coins. So Luna is breaking out from an accumulation formation. Now, I'm not particularly interested in chasing anything in this market, but this does look like a momentum trade is developing in this coin. Nothing outperforms forever, but there's something about Luna, and it could be its DeFi play and stablecoin yields that's propelling people into this coin. Now, let's look at Avalanche, a short-term chart, a 4-hour chart. Man, I really wanted that breakout above resistance at 125, but resistance is resistance for a reason. It goes up there, you have that spike touch, and it comes right off. So normally I'm kind of in favor of buying if something consolidates just below resistance. But when you get this run-up rejection kind of price action, it's spaghetti-o. All right. So what's next for Avalanche? Well, it would be sure nifty if price action near 100 or if a level support near 100 actually held, right? It's a nice even number. It gives you a correction, right? You kind of hope that, the Bitcoin Wyckoff theory doesn't totally pan out. And this is kind of a flash in the pan Friday decline. So anything between 100 and 110 in a reasonable normal world could be a really good opportunity. Now, if you missed Avalanche or you're dying to buy more, the support level I'm looking at is either 90 or 75. Okay, now that's if the market really gets hammered, right? But I want to start putting these numbers in your head, right? I thought Avalanche could take out 125 and go to 150. That was my target. So what are the levels below the market? Well, there's 100, 110, 90, and 75. Okay, something to keep in a notebook, all right, when you write your plan. Because when the market starts to go down, the thing you want to do is grab a pencil, get a notebook, and say, my plan, underline. And then start looking at coins and looking at levels so that you can focus on your plan rather than being spooked by price action or by chasing something that maybe you shouldn't chase at this time, right? What is your plan? Cosmos. This is a good example of, in crypto, you can be right and wrong at the same time. So I've been on this stream saying over and over and over again that the interoperability play is going to come back. And I found out earlier that, one of our fundamental analysts was actually a big Cosmos guy. And lo and behold, after hearing that yesterday, I wake up and Cosmos has got a big green candle up 15%, while the whole rest of the market is getting hammered. So I was originally thinking DOT for interoperability, and it turned out to be Cosmos. Now, Cosmos has a big technical level at $32.36. That was the old high from back in May. So if Cosmos breaks through that level, comes back and retests it, then Cosmos may be starting its own little miniature uptrend. Would I chase this up 15% in a down day right this second? No, but the interoperability play is out there, right? It may not be easy to find, okay, because you've got a market where, some cryptos are going up and some cryptos are going down. But folks, interoperability is a theme, and it's going to be a big trend. Now, speaking of big trends, let's talk about the metaverse. Sometimes when you have huge parabolic moves and then something out of nowhere happens, like the Omicron virus strain combined with the economy basically overheating to the point where Jerome Powell, the Fed chairman, is coming on the tape and saying, I have to do something to stop inflation. Okay, that means less money printing. Now you're like, wait, Bill, hold on a second. What does this have to do with the metaverse? Well, folks, the metaverse is a highly speculative play. And the good news about the bad news is that it looks like the market is going to give you an opportunity to buy some of these metaverse coins at lower prices, right? So if you miss the move in Decentraland from 3.5 or 4 to 6, well, this thing may go back to 3.5. Now, if you owned it and you have stops, okay, well, if you get stopped, you get stopped. But getting stops and having stop losses is good because it allows you to preserve capital, right? So in the event that, there's like, hey, it's a holiday sale in the metaverse because of some problem in some market for some reason that has nothing to do with the metaverse, that gives you the opportunity to jump in and get involved. So Decentraland below $4.34, that's the blue line. That's a bit of a bummer. Okay, support is down there below 350. Okay, so if you're looking to get involved, that could be a really good level to do so. All right. Now, switching over to Sandbox. All right, so I caught Sandbox. I helped people get out near 8 because we saw it roll over there. Now, the big question going back and forth on the stream is, where do you get back involved? Sandbox took off at 7, up to 7 yesterday. And I was like, uh-oh, it's going to take off. And I didn't get back in. And then what happens? Fear of missing out is wrong. And it turns around and goes down. So this leads me to believe that there may be an opportunity to buy Sandbox. It could be 550. It could be 4. So again, what is your plan, right? Bitcoin could stop going down today. The stock market could be over today. That can be what happens, right? The stock market goes down, all the charts turn, and then the Fed, despite whatever it said about inflation, has to do something because nobody wants a holiday crash, right? So again, are you willing to buy Sandbox below 6? Are you willing to buy it at 5.5? Okay, maybe you buy it at 5.5, not investment advice, and you're willing to add at 3.5. These are all examples of a plan rather than investment advice. The point is, any kind of oh my God, going on in other areas of the market, in our opinion, could be an opportunity to look at altcoins at discounted prices. The only question is the correction or the oh my God going to last 1 or 2 days or 1 or 2 weeks? I kind of hope 1 or 2 days, to be honest. RMRK. So if you've been listening to our live stream or this market update, you have heard by now about RMRK. Remark, YouTube is picking up on it, and I'm happy to say that our fundamental analysts were on this, even though it had been up a lot by the time they jumped in and said this could go a lot higher. Okay, it's easy to buy something at a penny and say it's going to moon. It's not easy to find those coins, but it's a lot tougher to be an analyst to say, okay, yeah, this went from 25 to 45, and I think it can go to 70 or 150. Now, with Remark, there's support at 57. There's support at 48. All right. Now, with coins like this that have a good fundamental value proposition and has a relatively low market cap, dips may be shallower than you think. So you may get dips, but you may have to, if you don't have a position and you want to, you may have to get involved with the small position on whatever dip the market gives you. So that could be 57, that could be 48, right? So with things that have lower market cap and a good fundamental read, sometimes you have to be quick, especially if it is a real mega trend where the market's discovered something that has to be effectively repriced, which is a nice way of saying go up a lot because it's been discovered. So what's your plan for RMRK, right? Do you want to get involved on a quick dip, or do you want to wait for, say, 48? I have to leave that one up to you because, as we always say, not investment advice. What I can tell you is Token Metrics as a firm and our analysts were on this before other people were. If you subscribe to our premium network, okay, there was a webinar where the analyst who did this went more and more in depth about this compelling story. Okay. So from a technical point of view, I'm looking at 48 and 57. Now, KuCoin Daily Index. What's going on at KuCoin? Well, it still likes Illuvium and Aavegotchi. I guess that's good. And it's hoping the metaverse doesn't fall out of bed. But there's a 30% allocation to Axia Coin. Okay, what's Axia Coin? Well, it looks to me like it's an attempt to just flat out create a new currency, right? A new form of money. All year, earlier in the year, I was talking about crypto and this idea that the future of money theme has to come to fruition. Well, then Bitcoin took over, and then the things I was looking at I don't know, didn't necessarily pan out. And then all of a sudden, this new coin pops up in RAI. So it's popping up in the KuCoin daily. And I saw it pop up in the KuCoin monthly index with really chunky allocations. So I'm like, hey, I got to look at this. And now you get to look at it too on the charts. And I'm like, well, look at this. In a down market, this thing's been breaking out above 240. The next level I can draw above the market is $4.35. Now, when I look at this, I can draw technical levels. I can look at what our AI says, but I have to leave entry and exit up to you. What I will say about this and maybe about RMRK too is the money has to go somewhere, right? If there are components of the crypto market that can go up as, say, Bitcoin falls, this coin could fall into that category. Yesterday on the live stream, we did, 3 coins you need to know about, right? We did IOTA, okay, RMRK, and Luna, right? This one I found after the stream, and I was like, I wonder if this should also be on the list based on what our AI is telling us. And that, friends, is the market update. Now, let's check the question. Okay, they live, we sleep. Chainlink is on sale right now. The metaverse is just a hype niche. Chainlink is close to the bottom end of its range. And with the metaverse, with big trends higher, with big parabolic moves higher, you have to be cognizant and have a plan about where you want to get involved if there's a correction. Okay. All right. Check Casper. Yeah, let's check Casper. Let me see if I can bring this up. Now, again, we've been talking about this on a couple of the streams that Casper was this sort of nightmarish pain trade, all right, that unfolded where, a highly rated coin got seemingly destroyed, not seemingly, totally destroyed, and then just sat there and just absolutely tortured people who got involved. Now, why did I bring up Casper? Because what's been happening in the market lately is stuff that had been destroyed, okay, is now got kind of a bid to it, right? In other words, the stuff that was underappreciated all year, is coming back a little bit. So here's Casper, right? Here's like just an indication of the level of destruction that occurred on the left. And now Casper right here around 20 cents. I don't know. It's green. It's holding it together on support. Yesterday, when I talked about this, I said, you know what? People are selling. They're doing tax loss selling. Trapped buyers are like, oh my God, this was at 5 cents. Now it's at 20 cents. Let me just get out because I can't take the pain. Totally understandable. But, buyers are showing up on the dip. So this could be a really interesting situation where, Casper actually holds a bid. All right. Now, somebody's asking, how low can CRO go? I don't know. Let's try to look. Let's take a look and see if we can find where crypto.com can go next. I know that this was a very popular trade on the way up. Okay. So if you can see my screen for Crow, there was resistance at 93. Okay. I was like, wow, this thing could just blow through it. And then what happened? It closed below the 62% retracement of its recent move up. Now, if I do a quick redraw, I would say that major support in Crow is probably somewhere between 45 and 48 cents. All right. That, again, goes back to what I was saying in the market update. What's the plan, right? Now, if you bought this above and you got hurt on this, you can either stop out or you can wait until it hits 45 cents before you make any such decision. What you don't want to do is put all your money in one thing and wreck yourself. And even if you did that, you can still take steps to reduce risk and sleep at night. Okay? Okay, Paul is asking about Illuvium. Let's check Illuvium. And while I'm doing that, you know, one of the things that we've noticed is that when I take questions, people seem to hit the like button. And you know what? If I'm taking questions while I'm pulling stuff up, I know there's like a bit of a pause on the stream, but hey, folks, hit the like button. It helps us. And if it helps us, we can bring more content and help you. So Illuvium, looking at this, okay, resistance was at 1707. Okay, it blew through that and looked like it was going to go absolutely to the moon. And now you have profit taking coming in. Okay, so in a situation where, I don't know, you know, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the plays that were rallying, especially if Illuvium just did a false breakout. Now, I know our AI was like parking money in Illuvium, at least for a day trade. Now, if that doesn't work out and our AI abandons Illuvium, in other words, this is the case to have the subscription to tokenmetrics.com. It's like, okay, does the AI still like it? Yes, no. Okay, now how do I adjust my position? Do I take profits? Do I stop out? Did I buy the top? It's okay if you did. Every trader out there has one thing in common with the greatest traders of all time. You've all bought the high and you've all sold the low, including me. Everyone has done it. So I'm not saying that's what happened in Illuvium, but what I am saying is, you know, there may be an opportunity perhaps here. So switching from, you know, the lecture back to the chart, sorry. Okay, 1400, which was a prior high. You know, this idea that we're talking about on the live stream where, you know, the old ceiling becomes the floor. So that could mean Illuvium, if the whole market really gets hit, may wind up down at 1380. Okay, friends, that's gonna wrap it up for me today. I want to thank our sponsor, tokenmetrics.com, for giving me the opportunity to come and bring you research. If the market is going down, remember, crypto is king. It is. It's the king of all asset classes. Why? Because it's a free market. Now, free markets can be extremely volatile. They can be. But it's better to be volatile and free, okay, than stable and stuck, okay? Because everybody in legacy may find out what happens if they don't have the Fed backing them up. They may be going to crypto school in terms of volatility. But for you, don't lose heart. Don't lose heart. Stay with Token Metrics and stay with crypto. This is Buildable. This is the Market Update Show. We will see you on Monday.